I am Marianne Fraaslich from Labour Chile. During the previous session, part 1 of the video, I asked my client to provide me with the document which he did not receive yet, and that is the contract of employment.
That's correct.
So thank you very much once again for the document. You did receive it 2 days after the consultation, if I'm correct. And I do have this contract now, or this document in front of me. Now, did you receive this document up front before you started your employment with this company?
No, I did not.
When did you receive this document?
Only last week when I phoned him and asked him for a copy of it.
Okay. When you received the document on the 15th of October, did you sign this document?
I signed it in the office. They just asked me to put my signature on a document, and I did that.
Okay. All right. So for the employees, I just would like to also bring to their attention that, guys, you never sign, or girls, you never sign a document until you have fully understood the contents of the document. Right, so let me advise you. The heading of this document says offer of employment. Now, it is an offer of employment which you signed on the 15th of October, the day that you started with the company. Now, this offer of employment, it says here that you are a sales representative, that you are employed for a period starting on the 15th of October 2019, and it will be a trial period from the 15th of October until the 30th of April. Is that correct?
That's correct.
Okay. So, because it is a fixed period of time that they maintain here is a trial period, I will assume, and I don't know the client, or the company, obviously, but I will assume that they try to work in here a probation period of 6 months, because from the date that you started, it's more or less 6 months. So now it is, for me, it means that they're trying to put you on a trial period, which is a probationary period. So in this document states the period and time. Now, according to Article 198 of the Basic Conditions of Employment Act, it's 198B, it states clearly that if it is a temporary contract, it will be a certain period of time, which they have done here, and then obviously it will be either the end of a project or an end of the specific task that you have been employed for. If this was marked a temporary contract, offer of employment, then I would understand that it's a temporary contract where they want to test you first to see if you're a good sales rep, which we can come by with. It's not necessarily the most legal thing, but yes, we can come by with that. But in the contract of employment, as a temporary contract, there are certain things that should be in that contract, like your conditions of employment. And now I revert back to Article 29 of the Basic Conditions of Employment, which gives like 19 points which must be in your contract of employment. If it's a temporary contract of employment or if it's a permanent contract of employment, it doesn't matter. It should still be here in this document. I have picked up some of the points that are present. It is correct. However, the basic conditions of employment under which you will operate, like your leave, your sick leave, the hours that you should work, all of those things are nowhere to be found in this contract or document. I can't call this a contract. Now, a lot of people will say that you do not need a contract of employment in paper. You can work on a verbal contract. But even if it's a verbal contract, there is a problem for the employer in the sense that if you want to rely on a verbal contract, you have to understand that the Basic Conditions of Employment Act will then be applicable to that particular scenario. So now we go back again to Article 29 of the Basic Conditions of Employment. It leaves it very wide open for the employer so that there could be a lot of misunderstanding, there could be a lot of uncertainty, ambiguity that will go together with this giving a document out where nothing is entailed in that document with regards to the conditions of employment. In order for the employer to rid themselves of any ambiguity or uncertainty or any misunderstanding that can happen in the future, because we must understand that the contract of employment is absolutely the cornerstone of the relationship between the employer and the employee. If that document is not properly drafted or properly signed, it means that there will be absolute chaos from the start. Because if there are any disciplinary issues or performance issues or union issues, whatever the case might be, the employer as well as the employee can always go back to the contract of employment if there is any uncertainty. Because once you hold the document out, that is cast, that is there, it's standing there. If not, then everybody and anybody can interpret the relationship between the employer and the employee as whatever they want to. If you want to interpret it and say to the employer, I know you gave me 20 days when we spoke, 20 days leave. And he says, no, you only have 15. It's your word against his word. So, for both the employer as well as the employee party, there should be a document of some sort which will be a contract of employment. If the employer or the employee don't receive this document, you have to consult with somebody that will give you advice on it. We will carry on with the contents after the session.
Thank you very much.